Hey football fans, you're watching Football Time, and we've got a fresh batch of red-hot transfer news just for you. Lamine Yamal has signed a new deal with Barcelona. The Catalans are clearly betting on a future. While Spain focuses on keeping its talents, over in England big moves are being considered. Bruno Fernandes could be on his way out, with a $100 million offer on the table, and the Manchester United captain is seriously thinking about it. In the Premier League, Martín Zubimendi is one step closer to joining Arsenal. The club is pushing to finalize the deal before pre-season. Meanwhile, things are heating up in Italy. Milan has sacked Sergio Conceição after just 5 months in charge. A bold decision, and we've got all the details. But before we dive in, support the channel with a like, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell so you never miss a breaking transfer story. Let's get started. Trent Alexander-Arnold officially leaves Liverpool, and he's already on his way to Real Madrid. The English right-back isn't just saying goodbye to Anfield, he's joining Real Madrid immediately. The Spanish Giants have reached an agreement with Liverpool for an early transfer, allowing Alexander-Arnold to participate in the Club World Cup in the United States. Real will pay $10 million for the expedited move. The contract is for 6 years, and if not for recent circumstances, Madrid could have signed him for free in July. But they needed reinforcements right away. The issue lies in the right-back position. Dani Carvajal is out with a serious injury, Lucas Vázquez is struggling, and Fede Valverde has been forced to cover the role out of position. Had Alexander-Arnold waited for his contract to expire, he would have missed the group stage. Now, he'll be available to face Al-Hilal, Pachuca, and Red Bull Salzburg. Madrid isn't willing to take any chances, even in the early stages of the tournament, and this decision shows just how serious they are about the upcoming season. It's a smart move for Liverpool too. They save on wages and bonuses and receive a cash fee for a player who was set to leave in the summer anyway. The farewell was bittersweet. First, boos followed the announcement of his departure, but then came the applause during the title-clinching match. Over 8 years at the club, Trent made 354 appearances, scored 23 goals, and provided 92 assists. He won 2 Premier League titles, the Champions League, and every domestic trophy available. Now, a new chapter begins, in a white shirt, and it looks like big things are expected. Bruno Fernandes might leave Manchester United and head to Saudi Arabia. Manchester United's captain and midfield mastermind, Bruno Fernandes, is seriously considering an offer from Al-Hilal. According to reliable sources, his agent has already flown to Saudi Arabia to begin negotiations. The offer is staggering. A 4-year contract worth $25 million per year, triple his current salary. Al-Hilal is also ready to pay $80 million for the transfer. That's hard to turn down, even for a loyal captain. After the Europa League final, Bruno hinted at a possible departure. If the club thinks it's time to part ways and cash in, that's football. It happens. But just days later, he took a different tone. I'm lucky to play for one of the best clubs in the world. What more can I ask for? Fans are unsure what to believe, while the club's leadership remains calm. Manager Ruben Amorim is clear. He's the heart of this team, a leader, an example for everyone. And indeed, on United's post-season tour in Asia, Fernandes has been fully engaged, mentoring young players and signing autographs with a smile. Still, inside the club there's an understanding. No Champions League, underwhelming results, and financial stress could shift everything. Selling Bruno could be both a risk and an opportunity. And if Al-Hilal makes a move, what's stopping European giants from jumping in? Will United's captain really play in the Middle East? Or is this just the beginning of a summer transfer saga? One thing is clear, a major story is unfolding, and we're right in the middle of it. Martín Zubimendi, one of Europe's most consistent and intelligent midfielders, is undergoing his medical ahead of a move from Real Sociedad to Arsenal. The transfer fee is $51 million, and it appears that all paperwork has already been signed. This move has been in the making for quite some time. Mikel Arteta has long admired the Basque Academy graduate, and now it seems he's finally landed his target. Zubimendi is set to replace Jorginho, who is leaving the club, and bring more strength and intelligence to the heart of Arsenal's midfield. He's not just a holding midfielder, he's a playmaker, a tactical conductor, and a guarantor of balance. For Real Sociedad, he played 236 matches, won the Copa del Rey, and lifted both the Euro 2024 and the Nations League with the Spanish national team. Interestingly, he has already shared the pitch with Mikel Merino and Martin Odegaard. A reunion at the Emirates? Zubimendi once turned down Liverpool in favor of stability, but now seems like the perfect time to test himself in the Premier League. Arteta believes the Spaniard could be the final piece that transforms Arsenal from contenders into true champions. 3 straight second-place finishes, and they've always come up just short. And Arsenal aren't stopping with the midfield. Victor Gyökeres and Benjamin Šeško are also on the club's radar. But even now, one thing is clear. Zubimendi's signing is a real statement of intent. Tottenham's captain and one of the club's most iconic figures in recent years may be on his way out of Europe. The Saudi Pro League is reportedly preparing a new, powerful offer for Heung-min Son, and this time, it's more than just a rumor. Interest in the Korean star dates back to 2023, but now, after he's just claimed his first trophy with Spurs, the stakes are higher than ever. The irony is that Son is finally starting to reap the rewards of his loyalty. Winning the Europa League marked Tottenham's first silverware in 17 years, and it was Son who lifted the trophy as captain. He said, "Let's say I'm a legend, why not?" And it's true. 173 goals, 101 assists, 454 appearances, he's in the club's all-time top 5 scorers. But Saudi Arabia's interest isn't random. The league is actively expanding into new markets, and signing a South Korean star would be a major step toward growing their influence in Asia. In January, they tried to sign Kaoru Mitoma, and now Son might be next. For now, he's keen to stay in London, where he's under contract until summer 2026. But in football, everything can change quickly. On one hand, status, fan love, and a shot at the UEFA Super Cup against PSG or Inter. On the other, astronomical money, trophies, and the role of a megastar in a bold new footballing project in the Middle East. What will Son choose? Stay loyal to the club where he became a legend, or accept a challenge that's almost impossible to refuse? Football chaos continues in the fashion capital. AC Milan have officially sacked Sergio Conceição, just 5 months after appointing him. In December, he came in to replace Paulo Fonseca, who had only lasted 6 months himself. Now, history is repeating. And to think it all started with hope. A Supercopa victory over Inter gave fans belief in a fresh start. But what followed was a collapse, elimination in the Champions League round of 16 by Feyenoord, a Coppa Italia final loss to Bologna, and most damaging, 8th place in Serie A, meaning no European football and no clear direction. The outcome? Inevitable dismissal. Alongside that, the club made another move, appointing Iglitare, a former Milan striker and ex-Lazio sporting director, as their new sporting director. But is that enough to restore faith? Fans are reaching their breaking point. Protests, banners, chants in support of Paolo Maldini, and even calls for Redbird, the ownership group, to sell the club. Milan is losing more than points. It's losing its identity. Now the big question is, who's next? And can anyone bring back the greatness to a club that won the Scudetto just a couple of years ago? Kelleher set to leave Liverpool. Brentford lead the race for the Irishman. One of the best backup goalkeepers in the world is ready to say goodbye to Anfield. Kawimin Kelleher, who recently turned 26, is close to leaving Liverpool, with the club valuing him at over 20 million. The top contender to sign him is Brentford, who may be prepared to part ways with current number 1 Mark Flecken. But Kelleher is far more than just a backup. He's a goalkeeper who has won the Carabao Cup twice with Liverpool, including a dramatic final at Wembley in 2024. This season, he made 20 appearances, kept 9 clean sheets, and showed consistent quality while filling in for the injured Alisson. Many consider him the best second-choice keeper in the Premier League, and now he's made it clear, "I'm ready to be a number one." The Irishman has been open about his ambitions. He wants regular game time, and the summer of 2025 is the perfect moment to start a new chapter. Especially with Liverpool preparing for his departure. Georgi Mamardashvili from Valencia is officially joining to become Alisson's new challenger. There's interest from multiple clubs, but Brentford offers the best package: stability, ambition, and a guaranteed role as a key player. And with just 1 year left on his contract, a deal could be completed within the coming weeks. It's official in Catalonia. Lamine Yamal signs until 2031. A deal that could shape Barcelona's future for years to come. Right now, in Catalonia, a contract has been signed that might define an entire era. Lamine Yamal, just 17 years old, has renewed with FC Barcelona until 2031. Yes, that's not a typo, 2031. The young genius is no longer just a promising talent from La Masia. Last season, he became a key player for the first team, helping Barcelona win a historic treble, La Liga, the Copa del Rey, and the Spanish Super Cup. Then, in the summer of 2024, Yamal lit up the Euros, becoming the youngest scorer in the history of major international tournaments. The contract was renegotiated earlier than planned. It was originally set to be updated when Yamal turned 18. But his level of performance and influence on the team have exceeded all expectations. Now, he is among the highest-paid players at the club, and his release clause remains astronomical: €1 billion. Still, behind the excitement lies a deeper conversation. Can a 17-year-old really earn more than club veterans? And what happens if, by 24, he becomes the best player in the world? New head coach Hansi Flick calls Yamal a once-in-50-years genius, even comparing him to Messi, and with good reason. Lamine has already played more senior matches than Leo had at his age. As for Yamal himself, he has made it clear: Barca is the club of his life, and he has no intention of leaving. It's a message to the world: a new era has begun, and at its heart is a boy with the number 27 on his back, and a future that looks nothing short of legendary. Chelsea want to trigger the $25 million buyout clause for the winger, as outlined in the loan deal with Manchester United. But there's a catch. The London club is asking Jadon Sancho to sign a new contract with a reduced salary. He currently earns a staggering $350,000 per week. But in the new Chelsea setup, where even top talent like Cole Palmer earns 3 times less, such wages simply don't fit. The club's board could opt to pay a $5 million penalty and walk away from the deal. But after a season where Sancho became a key part of Enzo Maresca's team, things aren't so black and white. True, his Premier League stats aren't eye-catching, just 3 goals, all against bottom-table teams. However, he was the one who started in the Conference League final and scored the decisive goal against Betis, sealing the win. A key point: Chelsea are building a new project with strict wage discipline, something akin to the German national team model. Young, hungry, and no stars at their peak. Sancho has to fit into that system if he wants to stay. And if not, other options are already emerging. A return to Borussia Dortmund? Or maybe Bayer Leverkusen if Wirtz moves to Liverpool. Sancho now faces a choice: stay in London and rethink his ambitions, or look for a new stage, where he can shine like a star and get paid like one. Amid Manchester United's most disastrous Premier League season ever, a new drama is brewing. And at the center of it, of course, is Alejandro Garnacho. The young Argentine, one of the few bright spots in a miserable year, went viral on social media, but not for reasons he'd be proud of. A video from a fan signing event during United's Asian tour exploded on TikTok. In it, Garnacho sits with a vacant stare, seemingly detached from everything around him. Not a single smile, no spark, and fans noticed. He's broken. Garnacho is definitely leaving. He doesn't want to be here anymore. Just a few of the thousands of comments that speak louder than any official statement. This comes amid rumors that Ruben Amorim, United's new manager, publicly scolded Garnacho in the dressing room after the Europa League final, where the youngster was benched. "Pray someone signs you," Amorim allegedly told him in front of the entire squad. That's not just a conflict, it's a full-on rupture. Garnacho, along with Andre Onana and Luke Shaw, is said to have received unofficial permission to seek a new club. Rumors of a transfer to Spain, or even a return to Argentina, are gaining strength by the day. His brother has already accused the club of throwing him under the bus, and Alejandro himself called the season S in a recent interview. What happens next? If United are really ready to part ways with everyone, even Bruno Fernandes, who's reportedly being lined up for a $100 million move, then Garnacho's departure isn't a matter of if, but when. With his relationship with the coach broken and a toxic atmosphere inside the club, the decision might already be made. For the fans, it's a painful blow. Garnacho was one of the few who played with heart, created chances, and fought until the end. And maybe very soon, we'll see Alejandro in a different shirt, and with a different look in his eyes. Ronaldo says goodbye to Valladolid. From legend on the pitch to a tired club owner, one of the greatest strikers in football history, Ronaldo Nazario, has officially agreed to sell his majority stake in Spanish club Real Valladolid. An era that began with big hopes and fanfare now ends after the club's third relegation from La Liga in the past 5 years. A football love story ending just as many predicted, in quiet disappointment. The buyer is the Ignite Consortium, led by Gabriel Solares, a Mexican businessman and former president of Querétaro FC. However, his reputation is far from spotless. In 2022, Solares and other executives were banned from football operations after violent fan riots at the stadium, which left dozens injured. The deal still awaits approval from Spain's Higher Sports Council, CSD. But the club has already sent out a letter to fans asking for patience and understanding. Ronaldo has remained silent, and his team declined to comment. It feels like a quiet exit. No farewell speech, no final gesture, no emotional goodbye. Ironically, under Ronaldo's leadership, Valladolid became something of an elevator club, constantly going up and down between divisions. Brief flashes of success were followed by steep declines. A collapse, without drama and without a fight. Interestingly, back in 2021, Ronaldo also bought into Cruzeiro, his boyhood club in Brazil, and led them back to the top flight. But even there, he stepped away after 3 years. Now he's leaving Valladolid. It seems the former global icon has realized that owning a club isn't about scoring goals, it's about taking hits from every side. That's it for today on Football Time. We've covered the biggest headlines, transfer rumors, and key moves shaking up the football world. But stay tuned. More breaking news, fresh results, and major deals are on the way. Support the channel, like, subscribe, and tap the bell so you're always in the loop. Drop a comment. Which transfer surprised you most, and who do you want at your club next? We're taking a short break, but we'll be back soon with even more transfer action. Until next time.